Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Campbell Talk Show. And today we have with us lovely spirit, great, amazing person. I don't know if you know her, but when you get to meet her today, you're not going to forget her. We have with us Tamara Forrest. She is going to be up next. She's going to talk about the great work that she's been doing. She's going to talk about her organization. And of course, it is the giving season. So we'll let you know. She'll let you know, and we'll let you know ways in which you can help. You can donate and all this other good stuff. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our intro and we'll be right back with Miss Tamara. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're all good.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
All right. So, uh, you know, Campbell Health Solutions is the kind of like the host of this show, or Campbell Talk, and so we like to give people the opportunity to talk about themselves and to talk about who they are, basically your bio in a nutshell, and
Mhm.
so our goal is to just bring information and resources to our people, kind of like the FUBU for us by us. But we definitely
Yes.
want to make sure that people have access to resources
Mhm,
wherever you
mhm,
live, work, and play.
mhm.
And so we're really happy to have you on the show, Lady Victory.
Yes, Lady Victory. Yes. Tamara, aka Lady Victory. Yes.
Cool
It's a
beans.
joy. It's a joy to finally be connecting with you and seeing your face and like just connecting, and connecting with everybody that's gonna see this and everybody that's watching right now. We're sending love your way.
Just waves and waves.
Yes.
And as usual, if you're watching this and you have questions, comments, feedback, please go ahead and drop them in the comment section. We would love to answer your questions live on air. We would
Mhm,
love to answer your comments live on here. We might even pop them up on the screen or something like that.
mhm, mhm.
So um, I'm going to turn it over to you tomorrow for you to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you
So,
are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
my name is Tamara Dolores Forrest, slash Victory, right? Slash the Visionary of Love, and I am the CEO and the founder of Love is the Cure. Love is the Cure was founded in the aftermath of my HIV diagnosis. Get right, we're gonna get right to it, right? And within that season in my life, um, there was so much going on with me, um, so much trauma, so much pain, um, the lack of love for self, the lack of love that I was receiving from people that I thought would be understanding of this HIV diagnosis. And when I realized as I started my healing process, and love was the vessel that saved, like love, this love, internal love, God's love that saved my life. And I kept saying like love is the cure, like love is like curing me. Even though it was some other things going on with that name, love is the cure, but that didn't even resonate with me. What resonated with me was that like love is the cure for everything that seeks to destroy us. And at first it was about my HIV journey, and watching like my peers go through the same things that I was going through. It's just not about a condition. It's about the wholeness and the wellness of a human being, and a person's soul that needs love to heal. And so that's how Love is the Cure became what it is right now, and still becoming. And then I thought about like the wholeness of a human being, and like all the chronic conditions in the world that like everybody's dealing with. My sisters, two of my sisters, my sister's sister, blonde girl, she passed away from sickle cell, which is a chronic disease as well. She transitioned a few years ago, which that grief process, it was only love that is still navigating me through that. So love is the cure, right? For everything that seeks to destroy us. And for me, my whole life is like about activating the love within myself, around like anybody that I'm speaking to, anybody that I come in contact with. Like I want them to walk away feeling loved. Like I want them to walk away knowing that they are loved, and that they matter, So it's it's just who I am today. Like it's who God has created me to be. And being love is not really easy. It's not an easy assignment. Because sometimes our humanity gets in the way of us being loved. So, I do workshops. I'm also part of this amazing collaboration with the Harlem Fund. I am from Harlem. I
Whoop,
am a
whoop.
Harlem girl, like yes, and yeah, yeah. You might see me on Lenox Avenue. You might see me on 7th, 8th, 125th. You just might see me anywhere. Oh, that's the girl with the purple hair, Lady Victory. Yeah, you might see me in Harlem because I love Harlem. I'm from Harlem, and so I'm part of the Harlem Fund with one of my business partners, Hassan Mayfield, that came up with the Harlem Fund. And we, as a collaborative connection, we serve fresh produce to the um community. We have violence like interruption. We have healing circles. We do so much for the community, that one family, right, one heart at a time, one family at a time, one community at a time, just like here. Because like families families should be united, not divided. And Harlem, we're one big family, so we should be united. And that's what we do. Like we provide resources for everything. Like even I have like times when I'm speaking to the community, and I let people know, like, you want to, I work for Iris House now. Iris House is so dynamic. I do the same work that I do every day. um you know last week I was helping them in the Bronx with the fresh produce, the team at Iris House. Um, Stephanie and all of them, I was helping them out. At the same time, I was testing. I was doing HIV testing. So I'm doing HIV testing. I'm helping with the pantry. I'm helping with the team, like as far as like work wise, but as far as life wise, this is what I do every day. And it's really important that everyone knows what love is the cure. Love is the cure is just not about HIV awareness. It's about stopping the stigma on HIV awareness. It's about stopping the stigma when it comes to mental health, and especially our young kings and queens that are struggling. They're traumatized about what's going on in the world today. There's so much going on in the world today. There's so much loss, so much grief, so much trauma that they're experiencing. And right now, we're creating and cultivating spaces so we could have spaces for them to come to, start the healing process. And so it's so much going on with Love is the Cure. And me as this love bug and this this light and this love that God has created me to be. Yeah. I could go on and on and on. So that was a lot, right, to take in.
I
But I
mean,
yeah.
it's it just shows that you're doing like amazing work and engaging the community around lots of different options. And I think that's something that the community needs, right? Different outlets that can really speak to their needs and speak to the issues that they're facing. So this way they have an outlet to do it safely and
Yeah.
uh, feel received in a sense.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
so is it important for, so it's a lot of times like people say that they're doing this work and they have all this big money and um bless them, bless their hearts, right? But they're not actually with their boots laced up. They're not like walking through Lenox Avenue. They're not on the east side going inside Wagner Projects. They're not going to talk to the teens that's hanging on the corner, to really connect with them. um, it's important that like whoever serves a community, that they identify, right, they identify with the traumas, they identify and they really connect with the people that's going through. Like if you cannot connect with someone and you have grant money and you have all this cure violence money, and you're really not out there like changing the dynamic of and changing the narrative of our community, like just hire us because we're already doing the work.
it's that simple. I
It's
think
that simple because we have to be a team and we have to do this together. So I just want to encourage like anybody that's on this line that's like saying like, wow, like my back is up against the wall. I really don't know what to do. And like, there's organizations that do know what to do. Let's collaborate, let's sit down, let's talk, let's create an action plan and get it done because there's a lot going on in the world, like all over the world and all our communities, not just Harlem, you know?
yeah, and
Yeah.
that is something that is forever going to be a thing, especially no matter where you go. Black
Hmm.
and brown communities all around the United States are in need of resources, in need of funding, and so what is problematic about that is when when we're putting together plans and we say, hey, let's go ask the black and brown people for their input and their feedback. And then when the money comes down, then it goes to predominantly white institution and predominantly white organizations who don't go to those communities and don't provide
That
resources in those communities. So you hit that nail right on the head when you say, listen, there's a lot of people out there who they'll take these resources, but they won't come to your neighborhood to give it to make sure you have what you need. So
right. Because we're all impacted.
yeah.
Because guess what? Like your family, some like no matter what your background is, what your cultural background is, if you live in Harlem, like it's a melting pot, right? Of different cultures and people, no matter what, like where you come from, what color you are, what cultural background you come from. So anything that happens in our community, we're all impacted by it.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, any and everything. Like, so even like right now, they have we went to Albany a couple of weeks ago to talk about 340B. 340B is it's really about the pharmacy program and the services that's being provided within the tri-state area and probably like some areas elsewhere too, but mostly like in the tri-state area. So if you have pharmacies, right, that service the community, right, and these pharmacies are getting and paid to help and service the community, and they're saying, you know what, we want to get rid of this whole pharmacy thing. Like we just need CVS, right? We just need Dwayne Reed, right? Or Walgreens. We need to get rid of this whole pharmacy thing. We need to get rid of food and nutrition. We need to get rid of mental health services. We need to get rid of all of these services that like impact our community. So within 340B, they're trying to erase all of these services
That's crazy.
that impact, like, say, somebody has a benefit with the pharmacy, and they get discounts on their medications, from medications to everything, to mental health, to food and nutrition, to just us being able to support the community, is going to impact every household.
That is
Every
one.
household in the tri-state area is going to impact that, but a lot of people are not aware of 340B, and they have no clue. So we're going to create a town hall meeting with some of the other CBOs, and really just bring it to the community, like, in a great way, like, just bringing forth awareness. So as far as me being an advocate, I'm learning from some great, like, people before me, different ways to advocate with policymakers and politicians. We have our voting season that's really important right now. That's tomorrow in New York,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are not aware of why we need to vote. Like, this is critical.
Yeah.
And so just always like having a conversation, like, people ask me, like, well, how can I be part of, like, Love is the Cure and the Harlem Fund? Like, how can I be part of this? Like, you could be a part of it. You don't have to be on the front lines. You could be behind the scenes, right? You could be the one that's sitting on the bench talking to the young girls, but you're still part of the Harlem Fund. You could be somebody that just wants to donate their time and, like, cook some days when we have hot food that we're serving. There's so many ways um, for us to activate the healing in Harlem. You know,
Yeah.
so I have like a new campaign that I'm working on, Harlem Hills with Love campaign, um, because love is the cure, right? And so we're gonna work on that. But it's just really important, no matter where you live at and where you're from, to love is an action word, and like to activate that love within yourself, no matter what your condition is. And I really want to share with each and every person that might see this, or today or tomorrow, whenever you might see this. If you are living with an HIV condition, you are not that condition. You are not that. Like, you are an amazing human being. You are not HIV, right? And I don't want you to live your life afraid. I know there's some people, I spoke to some people that live like south, and they don't have, they don't have the healthcare system that we have in New York, and a lot of people are scared because of the stigma. And when I'm telling you, like, you might not be like me right now on the front lines shouting it from the rooftops, yeah, I have an HIV status, but it don't fucking matter. Like, you might not be at that point, right? But be mindful of the story that you tell yourself. Like, do not tell yourself that you are not worthy. Do not tell yourself that you are ugly and you're tainted. And, like, these are things that I could keep it on the eye, that, like, I used to feel like I felt so not pretty. As beautiful as I am, I felt so not pretty, and, like, I felt like the stigma was killing me. So that stigma was killing my soul, killing my spirit, and I had to take my power back.
Wow.
And it was one day at a time. You know.
What were some of the
Uh,
things that you did to take your power back?
so so at first, like, I was like, I didn't have. So like, so there's CD. You hear this lady yelling? Can you hear this lady yelling? My goodness. I apologize, y'all. Did you hear that?
I don't think maybe faint.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. I cannot ignore that, y'all. Anyway, so the so it's all right. It's all love. So for me, I was really afraid. The one person that stood by my side was my mom. Um, my mom watched all of her sister friends pass away from complications of AIDS, and she told me she felt like God prepared her for that, for the day that when she came, to the clinic to get me to find out my HIV diagnosis. For me, the things I was really scared. I'm not a really scared person. Like I'm very like in your face, like, very bold and confident, always been. But that HIV diagnosis stripped that away, stripped me down. Like, and I kept saying to myself, like, um God bless my sister that's no longer here, and like my wonder twin. I have a twin brother, he's my wonder twin. And some other people from my family were getting into fights with people in the neighborhood, because stigma is really real. Like, people saying I'm sick and she got the monster and she got this and she all this, and saying all of these nasty things about me, and my family, wanted to defend me and fight and everything. So one day I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, it's killing me. I wasn't even like receiving the care that I was supposed to receive because I was afraid. And I was at this place, this wonderful place called Exponents. And this wonderful big bro of mine, Donald Powell, asked me to write a story about the day that like I found out about my HIV diagnosis. And because I'm very poetic, it was a really beautiful story. And he said, I want to put your face on this. And I said, put my face on that? Are you crazy? I said, you lost your mind or whatever, right? He looked at me and I said, you know what? I went in the bathroom. I started crying, and I cried and I cried in the mirror, and I said, you said you don't want to suffer no more. Like, I'm talking to myself. You don't want to suffer no more, girl. You don't want. Didn't you say that? I wiped my tears. I went in the office. I said, when we gonna do the photo shoot? He said in 2 weeks. I said okay. So I went home. I called my mama. Then I called my ex boyfriend's mama, who's my other was like my other mama for me, and I told them what was about to happen. So I did the photo shoot. Hope is Alive. That was the name of Hope is Alive, and her name is Victory, right? What a beautiful story. So I did the as a role model story. It was in every condom packet. So we did 125th Street, 149th Street, Brooklyn, Queens. The outreach team had my face and a couple of other people, but my face in a condom packet with my story on it.
Wow.
And so in the midst of that, I was so excited, like I'm gonna be so free and I'm gonna be so liberated, but it was a lot of casualties and during the way. It was a lot of trauma. It was a lot of fighting, because when that hit like the hood, there was like, what? Like, it got even more intense. It got ugly before it became beautiful. And it was like I couldn't turn back.
Did you
Like,
feel did you feel unsafe to go back to your neighborhood?
I so I felt so Harlem that I love, they try to strip me and tear me down. Harlem. But I love Harlem though, right? Um for the most part, it was really like a real dark time. I thought that that was going to be like the end all to be all, but I had to fight through that. I had to really fight through it. Like, um I had to fight against the stigma. And so at that point, I said, are you going to let this stigma kill you? Right? So at that point, I became stronger and I became more vocal. And, I would do like speaking engagements at the churches. Like one of my first speaking engagements was at a church, and my ex's mother was like front and center, and all of her, the women from the neighborhood and their children was there. It was my first ever speaking engagement. And I was nervous. Like I get a little nervous sometimes still, but it was really really emotional, and I said what I said, and I I wrote a poem, and I just was speaking about like the stigma. And each and every day that I speak about the stigma, or somebody's like stigmatizing somebody, whether it's HIV or any other condition or mental health, whatever it might be, like I get so fueled up. Like that's my fuel. That that fuels me up to like I will not shut up. I will not sit down. I will not let you silence my voice. I will not let you do this to me. I will not let you kill me. And if my voice could give somebody that's suffering in silence, the inspiration to one day find their own voice, that I will continue to speak about this stigma, because there's millions of people in the world living with an HIV diagnosis. And you mean to tell me you still talking about somebody sick? You still talking about somebody who got the monster? And guess what? Your aunt or your sister or your grandmother or your cousin or your brother is sitting right next to you, scared to go get their medication because they don't want you to find out. You know how many people, family members died in Harlem, went to their grave with an HIV diagnosis and never shared it with no one? And y'all think that y'all gonna kill me? So from that day, like I went through so much fighting. Like even I felt like my life was in jeopardy at a couple of times with a couple of men that really didn't take my diagnosis too well, and then I had to really be careful after that. It was just really dangerous, and for me to it was dangerous, but at the same time I felt like they was trying to silence me. And God kept pouring into me. Like every night I would cry, God, please give me the courage, give me the courage. Still to this day, I pray for the courage every day, because the stigma is still alive.
How can we end stigma, or what can people do, like in
To
their families or their communities, just to kind of like start, either start to end it or just end it? How
uh,
can we get there?
I feel like the most important key to ending the stigma, right, is to actually do the work. Like, so we all been traumatized, we all been brainwashed to some degree in our lives with all types of things that is not really the truth, right? For us to get the facts, right? To get the facts on HIV, right? When you realize that it's no longer a death sentence, when you realize that people could still live a beautiful life, when you are aware that is a chronic condition, just like diabetes, you know, um, you could live you're not gonna actually. Not too many people die, but people are still dying. The people that are not taking care of themselves, for somebody to know that, um for somebody for so it's important for me to unite families, right?
I think her camera went out for a little bit. So while we're waiting for her to come back on, um, we can tell you where you can go and get tested. So in the meantime, if you want to get tested for free, please feel free to go and call us. Actually, 561-208
See,
65.
we got disconnected.
Yes, a little bit, but
Oh,
I was just in the middle of telling folks, putting up the number where they can get tested here in Florida. So
okay. So where can they get tested in Florida?
So you can get tested right here at Campbell Health Solutions. We are located in West Palm Beach, but you can give us a call at
Campbell.
561-208-6595. The number is right here on the screen. You can
Okay.
get tested.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you can follow us on any of our social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We also have
Mm-hmm.
a podcast, and you can find us on YouTube. We would love to hear your feedback and comments. Please continue to comment and like and share it. If you know someone, this is for us, y'all. This is
Yes.
really for us. If you know someone who is newly diagnosed, living with HIV, is being stigmatized, is going through a phase where they feel like, you know, this can't be happening to me, and they can share this video with them, share
Mm-hmm.
this link with them and say, hey, watch this, like, let's not just sit on it, folks. Let's take care
Yes.
of each other. There's plenty of ways we can take care of each other that doesn't cost money, and this is one of them. You can really help people who are living with HIV and who are newly diagnosed and say, hey, you know, get to know, get listen to this story, listen to this story,
Yes.
and find power within that story. Find
Right.
Don't let HIV cripple you. Use that
No.
as the motivation to now live your life to the fullest, to now get up every day and say, you know what, I'm
I
not
can
taking.
have a beautiful life.
Exactly.
Right.
We had a couple of comments
Mm.
in the message. I want to share those before I let you continue.
Okay.
So we had Lady Victory. Your boldness is so encouraging. Thank you, Dr. Kinlaw Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another user that says, "This is wonderful. I'm so proud of you, girl. Heart, heart, heart. Love is the
Oh,
answer. Yes, 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 yes."
yes. Love is the cure.
So,
Yes.
um, yeah. Sorry, before you had gotten disconnected. Go ahead and finish up. We were talking about how do
We
we
were
end.
talking about how do we reduce the stigma.
Yes.
Um, um, I always keep saying that love is the cure for everything that seeks to destroy us, right? So when we do the work on ourselves, right? We're all in a healing process. We all healing. We all recovering from something. So when we decide and we choose to participate in our own healing, then we will have that compassion and that understanding and that empathy that it takes to just really just like accept somebody, to tell somebody like, I accept you as you are, I accept you conditions and all, because it's just a chronic condition.
Yeah.
To look at somebody and say, I remember that my mama told me one Thanksgiving, being that Thanksgiving is coming up, that somebody was like, oh, I was drinking behind her. My mama told me that somebody in the family, she wouldn't tell me who. So my mama sat me at the table, the head of the table for Thanksgiving, right? So I could like say prayer, do whatever I wanted to do, speak to the family about whatever I wanted to speak to them about. And of course, I spoke about HIV at the table.
Of course, Thanksgiving is
Right,
a
of
great
course.
time
Yeah,
to have
like
those
it's a chaotic
conversations.
day. We all sitting here as a family. Let's really chop it up
Yes.
and have this uncomfortable conversation about stigma, about HIV, about gender, about injustices, everything. Let's really have a healthy family conversation, guys. So I really feel like the most important thing to reduce the stigma is to start with yourself,
Hmm.
because like it can only start with you, it can't start anywhere else. Like what are you feeling like because stigma is actually ignorance, right? So the ignorance of stigma was killing me, right? So I said, how do I fight the ignorance of stigma? With awareness and love,
Hmm.
right? How do you do that for yourself? Like to really learn the facts of whatever. Like, stigma is ignorance. So what we don't know about and we're ignorant to, like, that makes us feel like because we're not aware of, oh, we're not aware of what this is. We're not informed about what this is, or not open to somebody else's way of living life, so that's really important, to end the stigma and get the facts and go get tested. Like, because a lot of times somebody has all this to say or everything to say about all them people with HIV, and they sick and they this, and never even went to go get tested themselves. And guess what? The H in HIV stands for human.
Facts.
Did y'all know that? Like, so any human being, no matter where you come from, what race, what class you come from, it will touch you if you don't protect yourself. If you
Exactly.
have, if you could have one encounter, one wild sexual night on the town, you and your bridesmaids out on the town, honey child, you know what that could lead to? Like, that you just put yourself at risk because y'all out on the town, or you and the boys is the night before the wedding, y'all just getting it in. Because people don't believe that it could happen to them. Like, it could happen to anybody. The H, human immunodeficiency virus, human. That's what HIV stands for. So all of us as human beings, I just need us to, like, really, really stop the stigma. Like, somebody is suffering in silence. Like, please stop. And if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But Tab says that too. Don't mess up nobody's day with your mouth, with your words, spitting venom from your tongue. Don't do that. Get the
Exactly.
facts and learn what it is, and anybody that's living with an HIV diagnosis, I want you to know, like they thought I was going to die. They counted me out. Like, I'm here. I'm here.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not, like, guess what? Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, let me tell you something. And back in the days, they didn't, now they have so many classes of medications. They even have injections.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they have, as a lot of people go, oh, they have people got to take all this. No, you don't have to take all this medicine. They will do your blood work. They will find the right regimen for you. And I just want people to know, like, I don't want you to be scared. Like, even so, say you're not HIV positive, and something happens, and you have you're like newly infected, and you like, oh my god, and you feeling so down on yourself and so bad about yourself. It's a chronic condition. I don't want you to feel so down and bad on yourself. Like, your life is over. Your life is not over. Actually, your life is just beginning. Because, yeah, you're gonna be more healthier. You're gonna make healthier choices. I'm always talking about what's the T on a healthier me. That's actually one of my podcasts that I've been doing, but I'm
I
working
love
on.
that. What's the tea on a healthier me?
Yes, what's the T on a healthier me? So what's the T? Let's talk about the T, honey. What's the T on a healthier me? So it's so many pathways to making healthier choices. And, like, so what's your pathway to your healthier me is not the same for me. But we could talk about it. We could share it. We could support each other on that healthier me journey to be healthier and not beat yourself up. Like, and I still have, I'm never gonna lie. I'm always transparent. I still have dark days, you know, going through my grieving process. It triggers other emotions or whatever. I'm learning to grieve in a healthier way. I'm learning to not emotionally eat. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not good for anybody, but especially somebody who has an HIV diagnosis. You got to be mindful of, like, your cholesterol levels, the wholeness of your body, no matter what condition you have. So, like I said, HIV is a chronic condition. It's not a death sentence. And don't let nobody down in that South tell you some crazy shit.
Facts.
Don't
Facts.
let don't let them do it to you.
So let me just pause right here for a
Mm,
second.
mm,
And I just wanted to tell you that, first of all, HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. It
yes.
is sexually transmitted. You can get it from sharing needles. It can be transmitted from mother to child through breast
Mm,
milk. The sexually transmitted fluids are vaginal secretion, anal secretion,
mm.
um, pre-cum, semen. No, not semen. Seminal fluids.
Yeah.
Blood.
Mm.
And so, but HIV, but you cannot get HIV from kissing. You cannot get HIV from hugging, from tears, from,
From sipping behind somebody's cup at Thanksgiving,
exactly, eating off the same fork, sitting on the same chair.
you
Stop,
might you might catch Hep C.
right? But stop bleaching down your showers,
Right.
because
Oh,
you don't have to. Don't bleach down your showers because you're a family member who's
I
living
need
with
to take off my jacket. I'm getting hot.
no worries.
Hot in
You know,
here.
don't bleach down your showers. People are still doing that. Like, know the facts, know about HIV, and understand that people who are living with HIV has so many challenges, and I mean, it's not more than what regular people have. It's the same stuff. They just have HIV on top of it. So if you can know the facts, so this way you can be a friend, a friend to someone who's living with HIV, to help them to overcome the darkness that they might feel getting
Mhm.
a new diagnosis, but also it can be traumatizing. So when you stigmatize,
Yes.
you're putting trauma into their lives.
Mm.
And so, um I just want to shout out Miss Linda Vincent, who is in the comments here, throwing up hearts and stuff.
Hi, Miss Linda Vincent. Sending hearts and love right back to you.
She actually have a book out,
Hmm.
um that she said hi back at you. She actually have
So she has a book out.
There's a book out called A Whole New Me, an
Oh.
inspiration. It's an inspirational journey to help
Hmm.
you heal from past trauma. It
Oh,
is. We are going to make that
yes.
link available. So it's a
Hmm.
journal. As you go through the journal every day, you write your stuff down.
Hmm.
There prompts and things, and there's stuff that she shares. So this way, it prompts you to be able to share. And
Hmm.
she's putting the link in the chat. So
Hmm.
this way, if you and it's for any kind of trauma. So
Right.
it's not just, we have so much trauma. It's not
So
about
much
HIV.
trauma. Yes.
A lot of things that are traumatizing, but this book is there to help you to kind of like go through some of those thoughts so you
Hmm.
can pack it up. Because too many times we tell people, right,
Hmm.
that they are, or we hear people say, I'm going to work on myself. And
Hmm.
then they go home and they sit home and watch TV, eat popcorn, and then they go to work, and then they go home, and then they sit there and whatever. They don't do anything else. That's not working on you.
Yeah.
You know what you
You
mean?
gotta go. You gotta go deep,
You got to go deep.
right?
You got
And
to.
I actually want to purchase some of those books for some of my young kings and queens. I'm
Mhm.
gonna purchase some, because like I told you, we're working on these spaces to, like, some healing spaces for them to come together to heal, like to begin the healing process, because it's so much trauma. Not only the youth, like the world is being traumatized daily. Like, we are all being traumatized over and over again from different experiences that we're going through. And I'm sure, like, this journal and this, like, just this motivation to tap in and to dig deeper and go deeper within, it's gonna get ugly before it get pretty, but guess what? It's gonna be all worth it, to go through that journey of healing from the trauma. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Absolutely. And HIV is one of those that can be traumatizing because
Mm.
people don't just, first of all, people don't just decide to go get HIV. And I know there's
Right.
a lot of stigma around it because people think, okay, well, you got HIV because you were having sex or because you were doing something and you were doing this.
Hmm.
Let's take all of the religiosity out of it
Right.
and say, okay, fine, it's a human condition. At the end of the
Yes.
day, we're all humans. We've all made decisions or done something somewhere
Mm-hmm.
along the lines that had some sort of an effect on us that we did not appreciate, necessarily want, or whatever the case is. But regardless of what it is, we don't strip you of your humanity. We're not going to
Right,
stigmatize you for it, but we're going to
right,
help you to overcome it. We're going to help you to live longer. We're going to help you to live healthier. And
right.
people who are diagnosed with HIV can live healthier, happy, long lives.
Yes.
You understand? And they do.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to stop thinking that people are just, they're just running around, just getting people,
Right, like,
spreading HIV and all.
right.
Let's have open
Mm-hmm.
and honest conversation about it. Let's not pretend like it's not
Mm-hmm.
happening. Stop pretending like your family member is this. Because when you pretend like HIV is not happening, or like you pretend like, or you don't talk about it, or you don't
Mm-hmm.
create space so this way people can have open and honest discussion, then
Mm-hmm.
that person now is hiding their diagnosis, starts hiding their pills, start
Mm-hmm.
hiding going to the doctor. What do you think is going to happen eventually when they start hiding their pills and don't take them, or they don't go to
Mm-hmm.
the doctor on a regular basis? Then they're going to get sick. They might end up going into an AIDS diagnosis, and
Yeah.
that's when your CD4 cells has fallen
Mm-hmm.
below like 200, and you have one or more opportunistic
Can
infection.
I share something with you?
Go ahead.
That I actually I had an AIDS diagnosis because my CD4 I only had 7 T cells,
Wow.
right? I only had 7 T cells. That's like close to zero
Hmm.
T cells. I was hiding my medication in the butter box.
And
I
so
still So if I could go
not
in the
the
kitchen
butter
right now
box though.
and show you that I still have my pills in the. Oh, hold on, let me take you with me.
Not the butter box.
Right, hold on. Okay. So, do you see my purple refrigerator too?
I see.
Um,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
so at one point I was hiding my pills in the butter box because like my nieces or somebody would come over. I didn't want them to see my pills. I know they're not gonna go in the butter box. They don't even like who goes in the butter box in somebody's refrigerator, like
Right.
Um, so in that time, I'm doing all of that. I'm hiding the pills. I'm scared to take the pills. Who's around when I'm taking at this hour? Like, and slowly but surely, like I was scared to go to the clinic because it was like in the heart of Harlem. And every time I would go towards the clinic, I would hyperventilate. I would like I would have panic attacks, and to the point where I went in the clinic. I thought I saw somebody I knew. I ran down the back of the stairway. This is my last time at this clinic. I ran to the in the back of the stairway, wandered up in like some deserted part of the hospital. The security found me down there. They came, they got me, they escorted me upstairs or whatever. I didn't want to go in the clinic. I was still crying. All in like probably like an hour and a half. I had like a whole panic attack. I thought I was gonna die to go
Wow.
to the clinic. And you know why? Because of the stigma.
Yeah.
Let's get to that. Like the stigma, I was allowing the stigma. I mean, there's times like when you're newly diagnosed, you're gonna be afraid.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you this story because, girl, I still got my pills in the butter box, but I ain't hiding them. It's just I just still got them. I don't know why I still have them there. Like they just still there. Like, but I'm not hiding them. I will go in front of anybody that's in my house and go, "Excuse me, I gotta take my medicine." And they be looking, "Why is it in the butter box?" I don't know. It's just in the butter box.
Now the butter box has become your special place.
Yeah, it's like my special place. Let me go to the butter box, butter baby.
So all of this, folks. If you're just watching, we have Tamara Forrest here with us, Lady Victory,
Yes.
um, lover of all things purple.
And pink.
and Pink, and
Mm-hmm.
she is on, and we're
See?
just having good old conversation, talking to folks about
Yo.
lovely, talking to folks about HIV and HIV and getting tested and knowing your status and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you don't stigmatize people who are living with HIV and you don't stigmatize people for knowing their status.
Right.
Uh,
And it's
everyone
so
should
many people
know,
that are afraid to
right,
even like get a test.
and
It's stigma behind going to get a test.
everyone should know their HIV status. It's
Right.
important that you know your HIV status. Don't rely on your partner's status. Don't rely on Pookie and Ray Ray and them. You
Mm-hmm.
you need to go for yourself. Go get tested.
Yeah,
It's
and
nothing to be ashamed.
it's so many neighbor it's so many I mean
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's so many communities that the HIV infection is just going higher and higher. It's increasing and it's increasing daily.
Okay, hold on. Your mic is muted. Your mic. I'm trying to get her attention, y'all. Your mic is muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted. I sent her a quick text. Your mic was she can't hear me. She can't hear me. She can't hear me.
My goodness, my mic is muted. I tell all of that. I'm sorry, y'all. I was going in.
It's okay because you're excited. Because you're
I
excited.
just yeah, I get excited.
Listen,
But I have so much to share with everybody. That's why I'm always going live. I'm always speaking on any platform I can. At the end of the day, we need to really truly love ourselves, like become the love that we're seeking every day, that we seeking from everybody else. Like become that, breathe it, be it, right? And then we need to stop the stigma, spread the love, and stop the stigma, so everybody can
absolutely.
live a healthier life. That's the T on a healthier me.
Listen, we November Thanksgiving is coming up, and then we're
Yes.
going into December. December 1st is World AIDS Day.
Yes.
December 1st to the 8th
Share with us.
is World AIDS Week. Okay, listen, we want you guys to get tested to
Mm-hmm.
know your HIV status. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here at Campbell Health Solutions, we have um, home kits, HIV test kits. You can do your own testing at home,
Mm-hmm.
or you can come in and get a test done in 15 minutes or less. So
Yes.
it's up to you. You can let us know. We are available to do your test. We will accommodate you if you have a rough schedule because we know sometimes we have to work to put food on the table and all that good
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and sometimes because of that we don't take care of our health. We don't take care, because we're busy taking care of family. So we want you to be able to take care of your health. And so we can make accommodations for you to get tested. So if
Right.
the information is still on the screen, take the test, know your HIV status. So
Mm-hmm.
let's make that happen. And then also don't just come by yourself.
Bring your boo. Bring your bae. Oh, you want to bay up? Let's bay up, bae. Let's bay up, bae. Right? And y'all can have a nice, nice night after y'all bay up and go get tested.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, getting an HIV test is a cute first date.
Yeah, that's a really cute first date.
It's a very cute first date.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Mm-hmm.
I like you. I like your outfit. Come, let's go get tested.
Yes.
Do
Yeah,
you
I
know,
like, yes.
like, how did you go?
And
Like,
I wanted to share also, so
mhm.
on your end, while you're over there, y'all doing testing, like, so I work for Iris House, which is rooted in Harlem on 137th and 7th Avenue, right? So I'm with a whole prevention team, and we all take turns testing, doing workshops, and spreading love and awareness. That's what we do in a prevention team. But I'm Monday and Tuesday, I'm in the Harlem office. Wednesday, I'm in the Bronx office. Thursday, I'm in Queens at Elmcore. But no matter what, like, there's always somebody there at Iris House to do a HIV test.
So, folks, go if you're in New York City and then around the Harlem area, go to Iris House and get your HIV test. It's free.
Right. And
It's free.
the other thing I wanted to, like, because we was talking about like testing, right? And
Hmm.
sometimes, like, so say if somebody comes in for testing and, like, oh, you know what, like, I just had a wild night or whatever, and well, wild weekend, so this Monday, and now they want to come in and they want to be tested. But what they don't realize, that, like, the HIV antibodies might not even be in a system yet, because it takes, like, sometimes up to, you know um what's the time frame?
Two
What's the
weeks,
time
two
frame?
weeks to 3 months.
2 weeks, 2 weeks to 3 months, right?
Mhm.
So the most important factor with that is that what I share with people is that, okay, so this is what happened, right? And so now you get your test back, is negative. I need you to come back in 3 months,
Yeah.
right? To get another test, right? Because the antibodies might not be in your system yet. But I also speak to everybody about PEP as well, because, not saying that you want to use PEP as a prevention tool, but say, we have I met some young kings that work construction and do all types of things. You might work in a neighborhood where there's a lot of intravenous, drug use around, and there's needles or whatever involved, right? And a needle poked you, right? Not that you had a wild night, a needle poked you on the job, and you, like, really fearful. Within 72 hours, you should go into a urgent care or emergency room. They say 72 hours, but I tell everybody, make it 48 hours. Don't wait to 72.
As
That's the
soon as
window. As
possible.
soon as possible, you go in, and they'll give you a regimen, which is for 28 days, that will help, eliminate a HIV infection. But at the same time, like, a lot of people even come in with their partners, um and want to get tested as well. I can't test two people at the same time, but
Right.
we could test you right back to back, and y'all could get y'all results the same day. I think it's really important, like, to it's I feel like that's so sexy to me. And I get turned on when I hear stories like that, like, really, for real, like, oh, let's go get tested together. That's so nice. That is so, like, somebody's really cares about their well-being, and, like, they care about y'all having a healthy relationship. Don't be afraid to say, let's go get tested together.
Yeah. And talk about the diagnose and talk about the status afterwards.
Yeah, and talk
What
about the
is
stats,
yeah.
and you equals you as well.
Hmm.
We, of course, we that's what we do. We're gonna educate you about you equals you as well, because I don't want anybody to sit there and say, if somebody does have a HIV, diagnosis, like, they can no longer have a healthy sex life.
No, they can.
Yeah.
Undetectable equals untransmittable. Okay. So if
Yes,
undetectable equals
yes, babe.
oh,
Holler at me, babe.
right? If undetectable equals untransmittable, it means that no, you're not gonna catch nothing from the shower. So stop bleaching down the shower,
Right.
have a swig, and stop complaining about it, and stop it.
Right.
Thanksgiving, calm down.
Right.
We have to stop this stigma, because
Yeah.
if we don't stop this stigma, we're actually stigma puts people's lives in jeopardy. Stigma put people's
Yeah.
lives in danger. And so we
I
have to
know.
stop the
Yeah.
stigma in our communities, in our families, let's not be afraid to talk about HIV. Put it on the front, put it on Front Street. Let everybody talk about it, because the more we know, the more we're going to be able to do to prevent if you're not living with HIV, the better you're going to be able to now prevent yourself from getting it. And if you are living with
Mhm.
HIV, the better you're going to be able to take care of yourself so you can live healthier and longer.
Yes, to make healthier choices.
Exactly.
That's all this is about. It's not about trying to like stigmatize anything or stigmatize you or make you feel like somebody's judging you. Like, yeah, yesterday I didn't, but not even yesterday, 2 minutes ago, I didn't make a healthy choice. Well, in this moment, I'm making a healthier choice.
Exactly.
The
And that's
power
what
of
it is.
choice.
It's a human
Hmm.
condition. We all
Hmm.
strive to do better one day at a time.
Yeah.
And let's not stigmatize and demonize people for the choices or decisions that they made that might have some different adverse outcomes,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day we all make the different decisions, we all make different types of decisions, and
Hmm.
nobody is sitting there saying I'm going to make this decision because I want to get HIV.
Right.
Things
And
happen.
and
And
it's really
sometimes,
dangerous too for somebody to be in a relationship and be in an unhealthy, toxic relationship that's actually like abusive relationship and having feeling like they have to have sex with that person
mhm,
to survive. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, they have an HIV infection. They're they're newly diagnosed with HIV. They're scared to leave the relationship, or anybody that feels like because of their like they bargaining with somebody because of their HIV status. Like, so I want somebody's on this call, on this line, to know that you don't have to bargain or negotiate with your status with anyone, right? And if you feel like you're in a unhealthy relationship, there's hotlines, and there's people that could support you. Find somebody that could be help you escape that relationship if it's really that dangerous. But at the same time, I want everybody, no matter who your partner is, you don't have to be in an abusive relationship because you have an HIV status.
and and like Lady Victory said, I was like she was originating. Lady Victory said, you know, most states have like like an informational line. So here in Florida,
Right.
we have 211. I think in
Hmm.
New York it's 311, and
Yes.
other places
911.
like 411, nine one
Mm.
one might be
Right.
needed. So
Yeah.
you want to take care of yourself and you want to take care of your health. And if you have if there are people in your life who are forcing you against your will to do things or making you feel like
Right.
you have to do things out of certain obligation,
Mm.
definitely reach out and talk to someone. And then also remember to go in and get this book that can walk you
Yes.
through the trauma, a whole
Mm.
new you. The link is in the message board, so
Mm.
go ahead. It's available on Amazon and at Barnes Noble. Lady Victory, it
Yes.
was a pleasure having you on the
Yes.
show.
I can't wait to have like this talk again.
Yes, you're
So
gonna
maybe
be.
I might invite you to my page one day so we can have like around like World AIDS Day, like around that season in
Mhm.
December. Maybe like not maybe um, yeah, we're gonna can we do this please, like on my page, have like a little live session where we just talk about, give some some information to the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And we'll definitely have you back on the show
Mhm.
because you were just dropping gems and gems and gems and gems.
Yeah.
Folks are on here.
So I would say I could go on and on and on. So I appreciate your facilitation of this, like, because I would be on here like so the fact that we connect and we vibe and and you catch me, like, is really important because I have to learn how to like slow down and catch my breath, because this is not about me. This is about the message that we're delivering to everyone else. Like, this is about us as a
Yes,
team. Yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you so much. I really appreciate it. I get so like worked up.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, and folks, if stop hiding your medication in the butter box.
It's better, baby.
All right.
That's good. So whoever's on this call, whoever see, if you see me and you go, it's butter, baby. I ain't gonna laugh, honey. It's butter, baby.
It's better,
But
baby.
we're about to close.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, can I just share a mantra before we close?
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, so I want everybody on this call. I speak this mantra to myself every day. So I would love for you to like join us as I share this mantra with us. And the mantra is I am valuable.
Fine.
I am valuable.
I am valuable.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am loved.
I am loved.
I am more than enough.
I am more than enough.
I was born a masterpiece.
I was born a masterpiece.
And that I say every morning to myself, along
Mm,
with some other affirmations, you know? Yes. So I just
yes.
wanted to share
Wow.
that. Like, if you, even if it's not the morning time or you just feel like you're questioning whether you're enough or not, like, just speak over yourself. Speak life over yourself and
Yes.
choose life, choose love, be free. And it was a joy to connect with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Folks, whoo, that was super, super amazing. Want to thank you again for being on the show. Continue to have these conversations, continue to have these dialogues. If you have questions about getting tested, if you are a person living with HIV and would like some support, we have an entire program here at Campbell Health Solution dedicated to providing support to people who are living with HIV who are newly diagnosed. Reach out to us and we'll connect with you. We look forward to talking with you again, Lady Victory.
Yes, ma'am.
This definitely is the conversation that will be ongoing. Uh, Pretty soon we'll be like, you're a regular to the show.
I'll
So
be like,
exactly. So thank you
hey.
again. Thank you again. It's been really awesome. And to our guests, know your HIV status. Get your at-home HIV test kits free, 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 or come in and get a free HIV test. And if somebody asks you where to get tested, point them over here and come with them. Bring somebody.
Yes.
Just do what you need to do so we can take care of us. It's important. So
Yes,
thank you again.
babe.
Thank you again. Thank you again. Have a good night.
Choose love, everybody.